All right, guys, welcome. Happy Sunday afternoon. This is our Week 12 recap. We're going to start off with a bang. We were able to go ahead and get all of our runs and our rides done this week. Feeling really, really good about those. So we will go ahead and jump on in, and we'll go ahead and show you what we did. Thanks. All right, here we are with the Challenge Yourself Run of the Year, or You versus the Year 2024. We have officially reached 234 kilometers. We were able to do all three of our runs this week. We'll kind of go over those in a moment, but let's look at our stats first. We're at 22%, so still about 2% behind, but we have climbed back to the 22.8 percentile. So I'm excited about that, getting those numbers back up. We crested that 200-kilometer milestone on the last video, and we're making great headway within it. So, looking at our current position, 24,000. Now, if you notice, there's 107,000, so that number keeps growing of how many folks are actually using the app. Filtering it to just my age, still a little bit higher than I'd like to see it, but we're getting better. The 3,400. And then, again, if we filter it to our age and our gender, yesterday it had me back down at 1,900 and some change. Maybe it'll stay there. Yeah, 1982. Very, very excited about that. So I'd like to stay in that top 20% for sure. That's been my goal basically this whole time. Okay, so that's kind of the stats of where we stand there. Again, we're 2% behind on what we'd like to be for the year, but we have a buffer of 4%. So technically, we're really about 2% ahead for the year. As for the individual workouts, we'll get this one to pop up, and then we'll kind of run through those. So we started a few days ago. Lily and I did a brisk 2.6 mile run. We went out to the park for that one. I'm sorry. My first actually workout was this week was the big ride. 13.5 miles back in the stationary bike here in the house. And then Lily and I got out and did our run. Friday after work, I was able to go out and do 4 miles on my own. A little rainy, but not too terrible. Was not running in wet socks, so that felt great. A little bit slower than I'd like it to be, but still happy I got out and did it. Did a ride cycle then yesterday as well, 8.56. And then, that was Friday. Yesterday we did our long run for the week. Out with Mama and Papa out of the Parklands. Again, the time's a little bit slower than we like it to be, but we took our time, was feeling the pressures of doing all of our workouts again this week. And then today we did our last ride for the week, which is at 8 miles. So ultimately what that gives us is a total of 30 miles on the bike this week and 14 miles running, plus all of our push-ups. Push-ups continue to go well. Just posted today's video. Now the 80s for these push-ups have been the hardest, but we'll kind of talk about that here in a moment. That's the rundown of where we stand so far, and we're going to go round it out. Thank you. All right, guys, welcome back. So you saw that we're doing pretty good on getting back into our running and our riding this week. We had a couple weeks where motivation was definitely difficult, work-life balance, things going on in the world that just kind of made, getting up and running and riding a bike, not a top priority. However, we're past that. This week we did get all 3 runs and all 3 rides done. We made great progress. We do have a race next Saturday. It's the last leg of, I'm spacing out right now. It's a 15K. I know that. I'll remember the name here at some point, I'm sure. 9.3 miles. We did a 5K, a 10K, and this is the 15K. And then 4 weeks after that, we have the next mini marathon. So we're about 5 weeks away from our next mini. And then we're just a few short months away from the Ironman here in August. So August 18th will be that Ironman. We've been training heavily. We're going to get some swim training going on. And hopefully get out on the bike as the weather gets a little better. Still a little too chilly, but not bad. So, as I mentioned a little bit in the end of that last clip there, the 80s, as far as the push-ups go, have been the most difficult. I think that I'm going at a slower pace. I am trying to break them down into smaller sets. I did do larger sets today, and it felt better. So, as I get into these larger numbers, I think I'm just going to have to do bigger sets or at a much faster pace. It's starting to feel that wear and tear on the muscles here. They are tightening up and forming very, very well, but it takes it out of me for sure. So, that's kind of where we stand for this week. Thank you all so much for those who continue to watch. Please don't forget to like and share all of our videos. Spread it out there. You know, the more awareness we can get, the more support we can get, and the more accountability we get. That's kind of the point of this whole thing, is that accountability. So thank you all again for watching. Hope you have a wonderful week. We'll see you next weekend. Bye.